Here are 7 strategies that you can use to improve your credit score. My name is Eric Eisenberg with Expert Home Loans based out of Orange County, California, and I was recently ranked one of the top 50 mortgage brokers in the USA. I have over 25 years of experience and closed over $1 billion in loans. When I was 23 years old, I had millions of dollars in debt, multiple mortgages in foreclosure, and I felt like my finances were spiraling out of control. My credit score was 460 and now it's over 800. I did this all without filing for bankruptcy despite everybody was advising me to do so. Here are some tips if you're looking to improve your credit score. Number 1 is to regularly review your credit score and monitor your credit reports. Now, it's never been easier to do so. Almost every bank gives you access to your credit score. Now remember, those are Vantage scores, so those are not going to be the same credit scores that banks pull when you're applying for a mortgage. When you're checking your credit report, you want to make sure that your balances reflect the statement dates, there's no inquiries that you did not give authorized access for, and that everything is being reported correctly. I can't emphasize this enough, as I've seen so many credit reports where small mistakes are made, which have become increasingly costly to my clients. Number 2 is you want to reduce your credit card balances as much as possible. There's nothing that bothers me more than seeing clients with tons of money in their savings account and huge credit card balances. Of course, you want to have an emergency fund, but besides that, you should not keep credit card balances while you have money in your savings account. You want to do whatever you can to reduce those balances as much as possible. The rule of thumb is you want to have your credit utilization of 30% or less than what your limits are. So if your combined limit on your credit cards is $10,000, you don't want to owe more than 3. Also, you do not want to have these cards maxed out. One trick is to pay a large portion of your balance before your statement date is due, because credit card companies only report your balance on your statement dates. Number 3 is to spread out opening up new accounts. Now, the credit bureaus take into account the type of credit you're borrowing. So whether it's a credit card, a mortgage, a student loan, or an automobile, they're going to look at that. One of the worst things you could do is open a bunch of new credit accounts all at the same time. The credit bureaus will look at this as if you're desperate for cash at that time and not monitoring your finances responsibly. Number 4 is to keep old credit accounts open, even if you're not using them or you're keeping a zero balance. Now, credit bureaus will look at the total balance of your credit compared to your total credit limits. If you have an old credit card with a $5,000 limit that you're not using and you're keeping a zero balance, as long as the fees aren't outstanding on that credit card, it makes sense to keep it open. This will help keep your total credit utilization percentage lower rather than if you closed that account and no longer had access to those credit lines. Number 5 is to limit hard inquiries. As a mortgage broker, we could do a soft credit pull and get a ton of information from that soft credit report. We could get your credit scores, your total balances, your monthly payments, your inquiries, and your credit history from a soft credit pull. Now, when you do a hard credit pull, it's going to bring down your credit score. If you're applying for a mortgage and you're ready to buy a home, we do need to do a hard credit report. But if you're getting pre-approved, we could do that based on a soft credit pull. Number 6 is to be strategic with dispute resolution. We've all had that old cable box that we returned and they never gave us credit, then they send us a bill for $80 and we disputed that. What happens is those companies will tell you if you don't pay that $80, they're going to report a negative collection on your credit report. Once this is reported to your credit, most people just give in and pay the $80 and the account shows as settled. Now, what you don't know is when you settle a collection, this is admitting to the credit bureaus that you were wrong in that dispute. What you want to do is gather your information, put it all in writing, and ask that if you make a payment, you want a deletion from your credit report. You're agreeing to resolving the matter, but at the same time, you're not admitting wrongdoing because we all know you gave back that cable box. If you're able to use that payment as leverage to get that collection deleted off your credit report, your credit scores will go up significantly. Number 7 is to increase your credit limits responsibly. Typically, banks will make higher credit limits available to clients who pay their bills on time every 6 to 12 months. I strongly suggest you raising your limits if offered the opportunity to do so. But with these increased limits comes increased responsibility, so make sure to keep your credit utilization low even though you have increased limits. Continue to increase your credit limits, but spend and keep your balances at a responsible level, and you're going to continue to show these credit bureaus that you're a responsible consumer and you're credit worthy. Now, as a mortgage professional, I'm given what's called a what-if simulator. So I'm able to look at your credit report and tell you if you do this or that, this will increase your credit score by how many points. And then we're able to send that information directly to the credit bureaus and get a new credit report within 3 to 5 days rather than waiting 30 to 60 days. Of course, this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to improving your credit score, and I have a lot more information available. If you want any more information about improving your credit score or you're considering applying for a mortgage, Eric at experthomeloans.com.